Hello, my name is Shadley. Welcome back for another episode of Victoria 3 has Hedjaz. In previous episode we instituted some landed voting so we could get some good troops in power and all that, and then also we conquered Oman, a little bit of crucial coast over here, although that's not really going to be all that much of an issue. And then we also passed the professional army, for example, which is really nice for the future wars against Ethiopia, or probably just one more to be fair. I don't really want to do it quite yet because it's going to be a decent bit of infamy coming in from that, and I will probably try to stay below 50 at least for now, because the amount of radicals we'd be getting from the conquest over here is going to be quite substantial. I mean, if we have a look at, they had like, there's about 5.5 million Ethiopians in here, and the amount of radicals we'd probably get us to at least 3.5 million. So yeah, we'll just wait for that to drop down at least a little bit. And we've gotten the factory down here. Now, to be fair, how far are we from? With 4 to 7 months away from railways. Then we'll start importing some of the engines, probably from like America or someone. And then what we'll do is we'll start building some railways in Gondar and Somaliland. Those are the two big ones that we need to build them. Maybe a little bit in our capital as well. Probably wouldn't hurt, but it's not really that much needed. I do wonder though about our taxes. So T is 800 now, but opium is still almost 1200. Or, yeah, 1200. But yeah, especially Somaliland, if we could get the market access over here. Like the iron price over here is not really all that high, but it's part, or largely, due to the fact that it's just, I suppose actually, if we put atmospheric pump engine, no, that doesn't reduce the people working there. Never mind. We'll need to do some other things, but the chemical plant. So this would be using some sulfur and iron. We could go for, oh, right, we need coal for that. We would maybe get a little bit of that, but I suppose we'll have to work without coal for the time being, I reckon. We just don't have access to reliable amounts of it. Oh, since it's improving relations, alright. Actually, is there anyone else that I should be improving relations? So, Great Britain is one. We're keeping the Russian relations stable. Persia, we got probably pretty decent relations. Yeah, we got amicable relations already, so I don't think we can actually improve relations with you. Ottomans, we could maybe improve again, for a little bit at least, to make sure that we've got somewhat of a friendly neighbor in the north for now. Especially once we take in Ethiopia and maybe start eyeing on conquering some lands from Egypt, getting our independence and all that. That would actually, how much are we paying? Oh, we're paying 11,000 for the tributary. So we probably need to get rid of that tributary thing soon enough. But they do have better army and larger army. That actually, no, that's just light infantry over there. What about in the capital cities? They've got, yeah, no, it's the line infantry. I'm pretty sure that they did have, maybe it was some of the conscription centers that had. No, that is skirmish infantry, okay. Monument to the Sheriff. Pops in Oman, become more radical. Oman doesn't really have that much pops though. Or rule folk won't lose. You know what, we'll build the monument. Get a bit of prestige at least. So number 20, oh, there we go. Railway's done. Let's go into the society. Actually, suppose if we were to complete the egalitarianism real quick, then it might go for the modern sewerage already. I've still got a decent bit of work to do there, to be fair, but that would increase the infrastructure levels quite nicely. But now that we've got the railways unlocked, what we're going to do is we're going to build one bit of railway over there already. It's going to be the first one that we build, and then also, well, I suppose once we have that built, we'll start importing some engines. We are going to need more coal as well, I suppose, but at least a little bit engines will help. Did we start incorporating Oman? Oh, it's already incorporated. Never mind. Well, that was quick. Ah, now we're making 2,400 pounds per week again. The interest rates are slowly dropping at least. It's less than 10,000 now, but we can't afford lowering the taxes necessarily. Although, if we were to lower some of the maintenance, especially the government wages, I suppose, it would reduce the prestige quite a bit. Intelligentsia wouldn't like that either. No, with the petite bourgeoisie, but petite bourgeoisie is not really a problem right now. I am going to reduce that just so that we can get a little bit more taxes. Okay, we're going to lower the taxation levels total right now a little bit, just so that we can slowly start reducing some of the radicals again. And then the situation will improve. Once we get the railway in here, that's going to allow a lot more to enter into the Egyptian market, or, well, a lot more of stuff from here to go into our own market, basically. Well, I suppose it is share market still. I do wonder how bad our market is going to be once we get independence, though. But if we have a look at Egypt, they are protective. They've got 151 battalions, so they've still got quite an army compared to what we have. Of course, we could start increasing the size of our troops over here. Like, we could maybe get another 4 barracks in Gondar, and then we've got, what, 5 over here? So that would be a total of 20. Unless we got, yeah, no, we don't have any in Eritrea. God's will. Preaching in favour of the Conservative... Oh, we got another election coming. Preaching in favour of the Conservative Party, convinced that the victory has been foreseen in Allah's plans. Momentum added to Free Trade Party. I think we want to get the industrialists in such a point that we can at least get them into government. I suppose the armed forces will be dropped from the government after this election. Most likely, although, well, yeah, Conservatives are really popular. Agrarianism Party is not too bad. I suppose if we could go for the agrarianism at least. I mean, the industrialists would support that. And rule for... I wonder if we... No, I don't think we're going to get both of them into the thing, to be fair. Egalitarianism unlocked. Alright, now let's go for the modern sewerage. We do need to get this researched as soon as possible. Another thing that I suppose we could do... we've got quite a bit of pops over here. Let's get another university built. We've got the paper production, I reckon, for it. And if we can get a little bit more people to be able to work in the factories as well through the university, plus getting a little bit of innovation would be quite handy. We currently have the max innovation of 100, and we're currently at 52, so we've got quite a bit of room to improve that. Now, of course, the literature rate is now at least 1 in 3 people in our nation can read, and hopefully write as well. Right, so Greece is part of the Austrian market. Politania is part of the French. Oh, is the... Oh, USA and Great Britain are fighting on opposite sides. Oh. Oh, well, this is interesting. So, Britain wants a trade port, or treaty port in... where's Fuji? Okay, so they want a port over here. And they want to get Shaju back to them. Whereas the... Jing is wanting to take Hong Kong back. USA wants to humiliate, and then France wants to conquer Siak. Oh, right, wasn't it over here? Yeah, over here. To conquer that one, okay. It's a good thing that they are keeping to their tradition of fighting one another, the Americans and the British. Right, is there... I actually wonder, Persian market, what do they have plenty in there? Fabric, liquor, we don't need liquor though. Grain, sugar, fertilizer, dyes, meat. There's not too much extra in there, quite frankly. I do actually... How about our market? Is there anything that we've got plenty that we could maybe start selling? Coffee. Let's have a look. Who'd be willing to buy that? Scandinavia. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, Scandinavia. How about you buy some of our coffee? It's going to make some more money for us. I mean, to be fair, tariffs, we're only getting 500 from right now, so it's not really all that massive income. Of course, it hasn't gone all the way through yet, I suppose. An election is about to... There we go. So Conservatives and Agrarian Party are the two winners. We can keep the... Oh, Armed Forces is part of the Conservative Party now. Ah, I see. Well, let's go for that one. There's quite a few interest groups in there, but only 2 parties. So, trade policy, well, that can be probably as is, but the agrarianism, it's got 12% chance of passing. Is there any movements that we should be... Oh, actually... Oh, consumption-based taxation, we can't do that one. And for this, we need to get rid of traditionalism. I suppose what we'll do is we'll try to go through agrarianism. That would still be increasing the private construction allocation. That could still be quite handy. Let's try passing it. I don't know if it's going to pass, but let's give it a try at least. We're still waiting for the railway to be built in Gondar. It's really slow production. I suppose there's still a lot of turmoil in there, isn't it? Yeah, about 37%. So it does reduce the construction efficiency quite drastically. But we're no longer having a deficit, at least. Still got a lot of credit to pay off. I suppose we can probably survive that. Is there any taxes that we could change? So the opium is still... Okay, that's about 1,000. Tea would be 700 still, so that's not really worth it. Admittedly, we did reduce the taxes a little bit in there. Now we're getting more and more money, slowly but surely. Ah, so we're building the lead mine. What else are we... A wheat farm is going to be the next one in Yemen again. So Yemen is getting all the buildings, essentially. Alright then. Yeah, we've got quite a bit of stuff queued up in here, although a lot of it is not really going to be all that quick to build. Oh, right, I was like, why is the chemical plant partially built? But we did start constructing it already. Faith knows no borders. We could get intelligences appropriation a little bit higher. Actually, I'm going to go for that one. Because that means that we can get the modern tourist down a bit faster. Which, in turn, then... Oh, what? Why are we getting in... Oh, labor movement. Okay. Well, I'm going to get the modern tourist anyway. Personal savings could be... Okay, that's more cash reserves. And farmers' investment pool contribution and shopkeepers' investment pool contribution efficiency go up. There we go. We got a 2,000 per week. Well, almost £2,000 per week profit now. So we can hopefully start reducing the credit a bit faster again. Now, what are we... So coal shortage is definitely a thing. That doesn't surprise me. Yemen is insufficient taxation. Expensive military goods in the Egyptian market is ammunition. And wood is still a bit expensive. Now, to be fair, we've set this to expand automatically. Oh yeah, well, I suppose we also did start building up another level there already. Is there any more institutions that we could improve? Oh, social security is one. Colonial affairs and the law enforcement. I suppose actually we're going to go for the law enforcement increase. We'll eventually hopefully be able to switch the law enforcement to a different type. But right now, let's go on what we have. Unequal treaties. Obligation to Britain. I suppose at least we can improve relations with Britain, so it's not really too bad, although the obligation for them isn't that great. But since we are not independent yet, they can't really use it too much to bully us, I suppose. Now, is there anything else that we should be importing? I mean, coal? Let's import that from... There's the Austria... Actually, Prussia. No, we'll go for the Austrian market. Import a little bit from there. We need to get more coal. I mean, that's one of the ways to get it, I suppose. Luxury clothing. Do we have any production for it? I don't think we... Actually, there... Well, right, there's trade routes. Percussion cap unlocked. Good. Right, so in social... We are about to get the modern sewerage done. That is 7 weeks away. Then over here we get a water tube boiler, which actually that would be... Condensing pump or engine pump. And then there's the boiler stuff. Okay, so we'd need more coal, of course, to be utilizing that. But at the same time, that would be a way to start, especially in some of the states, to start reducing the workforce needed. Do we want to start using butchering tools? I mean, suppose we could do... Slaughterhouse would be probably even more. Let's just do that. It's going to increase the amount of meat availability. It's hopefully going to start lowering the sort of food prices in general a little bit now that there's a bit more food. Although, I suppose, if you look at meat... who is consuming that? Basic food for pops, or well, for 1 to 29, which is probably most of our population, and then luxury food for beyond that. Right, so what is the risk done? Let's go ahead and get... what are we getting in the military, actually? I mean, the hydraulic cranes, that would be more port levels, which is not bad, necessarily. In production, it would be water tube boiler, which is also quite nice, or in the society, we would go for the labor movement. It would be 12 to 20 months. It's going to take quite a while. It's also the nationalism. But I think what we're going to do is we are going to get the hydraulic cranes real quick. Well, I say quick, it's going to take a while, but it's still going to be somewhat improved speed there. And improving the relations with Ottomans have expired, or, well, become obsolete, let's just say, because we've improved all the way. Marina, we've still got quite a good... oh, right, Marina doesn't have any mines, does it? Or coal mines. They could have, but they haven't built any because they don't need it right now. There's another one that I could try improving relations with is British Raj, but I don't think that's necessary. Actually, can I even improve relations with you? I can, alright, let's do that. Oh, right, Scandinavia. That's been united there, alright then. Wait, what? Oh, Russians own Malmo. They do have a coal mine there, alright. But that's a bit of a bad, but at least we're making 2,000, or over £2,000 per week now. The credit is still 1.5 million. Although I suppose if we were to increase the... we could probably increase the wages now. We'll probably be able to get a little bit more taxes that way now. But that also increases our prestige. We've got 124 now. Not massive, but it's better than nothing. Senders break ranks. Oh, bollocks. We're not going to pass agrarianism, but at least landowners' interest group pop attraction can be reduced. We'll stop that one. And then we shall... Local police force. We're going to go for the dedicated police force now. There's a lot of people that would support this. Landowners would not like that, but that would reduce the clout as well. And I think that is something that we want to do. Oh, Egyptian-Ottoman rivalry has ended. Okay. Right, so we don't have that much infamy right this moment. So if we were to do a war, Ethiopia does have 50 battalions, so they've got a large army. But it's mostly irregular, so overall we'd probably still be able to win that with the 2 armies that we have. Although, we're going to wait for the railway... Oh, actually, how much did we have? Oh, it's now 72% market access there. And 81% in Somaliland, so it is getting better. And now we're going to have a project shortfall for the police force thing, I suppose? Oh, wait, no, we are improving the law enforcement level. Right, I see. How much is it? 43 per... Oh, yeah. So it won't be able to go all the way through, I suppose. But the railway is almost completed. Then we can get the... Well, actually, it's 11 weeks away still. I thought it was a lot closer than that, to be fair. I suppose there's malaria. Which, well, it doesn't affect the construction speed. But the turmoil does reduce the state construction efficiency a lot. And the taxation capacity there needs a bit of work, let's just say. After the lead mine, okay, there's going to be another wheat farm in Yemen. To be fair, Yemen now has a lot of infrastructure available again. So does our capital, actually. Somaliland is still missing 15, though. Ah, there we go. Now we're making a lot more money again. I don't know. Oh, it was the lead mine, wasn't it? Which does mean a bit more coal. You know what? I'm just going to go back to picks and shovels. Reduce the coal consumption a little bit. The lead price is probably going to be very high. But at least we can get the railway. I mean, we will still be importing some coal. Although I suppose we could maybe remove one of them. That's the smallest one. Although that's not the... We'll stop the French trade. Once we get the railway in, we'll be able to then start import. Actually, we could probably start importing the engines already. Where do we buy that from? Prussia could be providing some. Sure, we'll go for that one. It's not necessarily the best, mind you. We'll at least start importing so that we'll have some of the engines ready when we get the railway done. I suppose another one we need to build over here, but I'm not going to put that as quite as high of a priority, because it does have ports as well. So come on, that is... Oh, yeah, it is now done. Finally, so let's put in the... Cargo prioritization is probably going to be the more infrastructure option anyway, isn't it? Yeah, so it is an extra 5, or... Yeah, extra 5, I believe. Yeah, that's -5 there. Yeah, well, so we're not going to do too much of the... Well, there's going to be a little bit transportation production still, which... Oh, wow, that is a good price there. So this railway is going to be very much worth it. Plus, now that it's going to start increasing the infrastructure in here, we should be able to get at least a little bit more of the goods from Gondar into the rest of the market. Especially the wood. Now, I do hope that we can pass the dedicated police force soon. Or at least sooner rather than later. No, law enforcement is now of a higher level. Good. 22% chance of passing. Oh, bollocks. I suppose we'll reduce the armed forces attraction there for a little while, which is not necessarily going to be all that great. But we'll just have to take that for now. So the chemical plant is up, well, underway at least. We've got plenty of room in there. We've got a decent bit of peasants as well. And the chemical plant, that's going to be some explosives that we can then use. Especially once we unlock dynamite, we can use a lot of that. But we could also get a munitions plant at some point in the not too distant future. The question is, do we do that in Yemen? I might want to do that in Yemen, actually. So, a munitions plant. We can then start upgrading some of our infantry into skirmish infantry, which, against Ethiopia, considering that they've got the numbers advantage there, would be quite nice. Of course, we'll get the logging camp and then the barracks is in Gondar. Those shouldn't take too long to build. How's the turmoil looking down there? It is still 33.7%. I think it has gone down a little bit. I suppose we did also increase the... Oh, is that... Right, no, the construction efficiency is still reduced drastically. because it's over a certain limit there. But at least the market access is now better. It's 82 and 81% in terms of Gondar and Somaliland, respectively. There's a lot of unemployed in here. And the engines are a little bit on the expensive side. Wait, Revolutionary Arabia? Right. Or Revolution in Arabia, right. Crucial States has a bit of a... Oh, right. I think they want to get their independence. Now, is there anyone leaning any side? No, not yet. I don't think I necessarily want to join that against the British. Although, if the British... oh, they lost Hong Kong. Oh, is that a French port? No, that's Portuguese. Okay. The Russians have a port in Kangshu. Or they've got Kangshu in Hebei, I suppose, rather. Okay, now we've got the chemical plant. Let's have a look at the productions in there. So it does produce fertilizer. Oh, right. So if we want to get any explosives, we need to go for... Okay, we'll keep it on fertilizer production for now. We do need to eventually switch that around. Hopefully we can get... Okay, it's 31 weeks to build the... Okay, that's still pretty long distance there. Is there any better taxes that we can do? We're still making 2,000 to be fair, but opium is 860. Oh, tea would be better now. Okay. Switch to tea, so we get a little bit more tax money. And, oh, law advancement. Okay, that's good. Now we've got 27% chance of passing the dedicated police force. Start reducing the landowners' power even further. They are still quite powerful, admittedly. It's going to take a while before we can get rid of their power completely, but at least we can make some progress on that. Did we? Oh, yeah, we did inherit one of the barracks here. Okay, that's actually fine, having at least one in reserves. And looks like the... Oh, the revolt is actually... currently winning the war here. I don't suppose they got any help in there from anyone. No. I suppose the British haven't sent in troops here yet either. It's probably going to take a while before they do their landing. In which case, they'll probably just conquer all of that. It would be hilarious if they get their independence, then I'll just move in and conquer that. And then I'll get another state for what we need. Which would be actually quite nice. And they would own pretty much all of the Arabian Peninsula already. But I suppose at this stage, what we are going to do is we're going to do a war against Ethiopia. We don't have that much infamy. And if we go for Oromia as the primary one, I think they will probably fight us. And then what we can do is we can put in the other one as a secondary, so it's not going to be quite as much infamy perhaps, although it is still quite a bit. And then let's mobilize the troops. You're defensive expert, so you're going to be holding the ground. And you're going to be... Oh, actually, you are expert defensive strategist. So you're going to be on the offensive there. You're going to be defending the ground then, I suppose. Yeah, actually, this is the way that it's supposed to be. The Ethiopians are going to hold the ground, and then the troops from Arabia are going to be advancing, hopefully. But yeah, we got... Oh, right. Influence is going down. Well, I suppose we got improved relations with a lot of nations. Do we not have any... We don't have any rivalries, do we? Is there anyone that I could safely rival? I suppose not. Well, maybe we can cancel the British Raj there. Oh! Alright, what's the primary demand? Liberate Hobyo. Oh, they want and liberate Azal. Azal? Okay, I could... No, I can't invite Egypt anymore. Alright, yeah, so we have a border over there with the British. Okay, right. Maybe we can turn this into a white piece. But I am pretty sure that I won't be able to invite anyone. I mean, the Ottomans would be someone that might be able to help us, but not necessarily. So we'll slow down a little bit to see what happens. So we don't have anyone defending that front, so I'm going to send you... defend over there. You won't be able to hold that ground, though. Which is a problem. So if I do back down, these are both primary demands. Who the heck is Azal? It wasn't one of these, was it? No. It was Need and then Jabal Shamar, so I don't think it's those. I don't know who that is. I'm pretty sure that it wasn't anyone... Well, maybe it was like someone over there, maybe. Like, this is a bad one. I kind of knew that this might happen, especially with the low relations with Britain. I was just hoping that it wouldn't. And the fact that I didn't call in Egypt in from the get-go, I probably should have done that. But that's too late now. Let's see, hydraulic cranes is going to be done soon. We could maybe... Oh, right, that is in the military. Never mind. How much can I get from the garrisons? Or the conscripts, rather. 26 battalions. Oh, but I haven't checked the conscripts. Right, hold on a minute. Yeah, I never switched to the mobile infantry. At least they got the line infantry, but that wouldn't really be... I mean, it would be a little bit more bodies to the thing, but... Yeah, no, I don't think we're going to do this war. I'm just going to back down. So Hobyo and... Oh, Casimir stayed. Oh, bollocks, we just lost a lot of stuff there, didn't we? So we've got a truce with you, haven't we? Yes. For 5 years. That is going to be bad for our income. Did we lose... Well, we got some of the factories in there. I suppose they got a few of them. But they got most of the lead mines. And Hobyo is something... Oh, Sindh improved relations. So they got some of the iron mines and some of the stuff here. But I suppose Somaliland now has slightly better situation with the infrastructure. Not necessarily massively, but... Yeah, I could not fight that war. Of course... oh, hold on a minute. We are still building the... Yes, we're building the munitions plant there. So once we try this again, I suppose, what we'll have to do is we'll make sure that we'll have... Oh, actually... More than one thing. We'll make sure that we have our mobile artillery in the conscripts, first of all, so we could use the conscripts a bit more effectively. But also that we'll have the skirmish infantry, which will be very much needed to slowly at least catch up with the Europeans. We can still retake these, it's not the end of the world. Oh, popular playwright endorses reform. I can get the prestige, I mean that would be quite nice, but I'm going to take the success chance actually, just to pass this bloody law. Because we kind of need to start reducing the landowners. Oh, Casimir improved relations, alright. And Hobyo, I suppose you don't have much of an army, do you? You've got 2+1 battalion there. We're still improving relations with Hedjaz at least. Ah, there we go, hydraulic cranes. We got the shell guns, triage, power purse. In the production, we're still working on the water tube boiler, and the society, there's the labor movement. I'm gonna get the labor movement done real quick. Maybe that will help us to get some more better laws somewhere else. So we did lose a lot of population though. Yeah, we lost like, well, half the population in the state. Oh, shell gun is spreading. Okay, that's actually pretty decent. But I do realise that we are actually out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.